What's up, everybody? So, if you know me, I'm the Tabletop Tyrant, and today we're going to be talking about the Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos are my freaking, most favorite army. I started off a long time ago with orcs and goblins, and then I've just devolved and regressed into this, feral army that is the Warriors of Chaos. I've done quite a few videos on them. Top right-hand corner, I did a Tamarcon series. Really enjoy them. And I'm really looking forward to bringing some Warriors of Chaos content to you guys. Now, I know with the dwarves, I kind of did a little flakiness on them. It's just, I started watching other YouTubers that were talking about, Warhammer the Old World, and they hit points that I wouldn't have made, and I just felt like they genuinely did a better job doing it. I've recently started watching, Square Based, and I think they do a really good job on that channel. I personally don't watch a lot of Warhammer YouTube. My feed lately has just been consumed with Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about Apophis, and somehow Mr. Beast and all this other stuff is just scrolling through. I don't even watch them, but there's been such a controversy, I guess. It's sent a ripple all the way to my boomer side of YouTube here. So I took a bit of a break from that, but Warriors of Chaos are an army I'm familiar with since 6th edition. I've been all about them, and honestly, I'm looking forward to see what their Arcane Journal brings. Fingers crossed for old Asavar Cool. I would love to pin another Ever Chosen. But anyways, let's get into the army here. So here we go. Warriors of Chaos. The Old World Almanack. Assemble for the Dark Gods. Now, I've been assembling for the Dark Gods. Now, one thing I really dug is they brought back the old school Chaos Warriors. I like them. They have a special place in my heart. And they're fantastic, so you can't really complain too much about it. Now, we're going to get a Warriors of Chaos battalion. And one thing that I think is really cool that you're not going to really have to worry about is you won't have a hard time finding a Chaos Lord. I don't think. Main reason why you won't, I mean, if you're buying the ones that are coming out for Old World, you probably will. They'll probably sell out quick. But you still have access to the Age of Sigmar range, which some people are funky about it. I freaking love it. I like the fact that I can go really God-specific if I want. You can go Slanesh, Nurgle, Tzeentch, Khorne, and even Undivided with some of their newer stuff too. Now, one thing I do really like is the new models will work well in between these old ones. So, if you wanted to go get the new Chaos Knights, you could run these as your troop. Heavy armor Chaos Knights, your core, and then you could get the Chaos Knights from Age of Sigmar, and they can be your chosen on Chaos Knight, and that's a pretty freaking sweet way to run it. Now, one little caveat here, I can't speak a whole lot for tournament players, but I do know that I see a lot of people running more of the cavalry rather than the Warriors of Chaos. It's just, I think it comes down to a point thing and the fact that they're in heavy armor, so their save isn't as good and they're not as quick up the table. So, with that being said, is this a bad deal because the Warriors aren't top tier? No, I think this is going to be, honestly, a really good deal. 44 models, really great minis, 2 chariots, 10 knights, 32 warriors. You're going to have a really decent start if you're a new player. If you're a returning player, you're going to be getting the old sculpts back. Not like the old pewter sculpts, right? I did be a little sad to see that they didn't bring those pewter knights back to returning medals, but we can't have everything we want, right? So the big thing with that, so I think this is going to be really good for your value if you're going into it from a collector's perspective or Warriors of Chaos, you're going to collect everything perspective, or you're new. Now, if you're a competitive player, I wouldn't put a lot of stock in this battalion box. I'd probably just wait for the knights to come out in plastic, or buy the set and try to hawk off the Chaos Warriors. It depends on how fast they sell out. If you buy this before they drop the reinforcements, where you could buy the warriors separate, you probably get these warriors out and sell them and make a little bit of a return back, and then reinvest that into some Age of Sigmar Chaos Knights and have your chosen. Now, you get 2 chariots in here. These chariots are multiple part kits. Anyone that's kind of built these understands that. For new players, what that means is there's 2 different chariots you can build out of it. You have one with 2 steeds and one with a gore beast, which is kind of I believe, a special or rare. It's been a hot minute, so don't quote me. But the way with the 2 horses is core. The other one's either special or rare. Now, one thing I would recommend is, at least for one of these, getting some little magnets, putting them in the feet, and then putting them underneath the chariot, and that way you can interchange it out with a Chaos Sorcerer or a Hero of Chaos. And for me personally, this edition, I've been enjoying running my Sorcerers on chariots. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm able to get my spells off. I'm able to kind of position myself, and I really like the way that close order works with individual models as well. So don't take that off the table if you want to have fun with it. Magnetize one, put magnets under, put magnets in the feet, and you'll be able to interchange the charioteer on the back. Now, moving on here, the Arcane Journal. Look, I'm going to be 100% with you guys. I'm super biased. I've been playing Warriors of Chaos since 6th edition. I've been reading their lore since forever. I did a big Tamarcon series, did the Hell Canon, I covered it. I love them, so I'm gonna get this book. I think the artwork's freaking sweet. It's not akin to the older editions, but it's still freaking dope. So I know it's been getting a lot of heat for that, and this is totally biased, but I like it. I'm gonna get it, and I'm actually really excited to see what's in it. You're getting a total of 48 pages, so akin to like the other Arcane Journals, and it will be paperback. Back to the book real quick. So you're going to get Galroch, which, yep, sweet, needed. You're going to get a couple more unit profiles. You're probably going to get some unique units, some more magical items like the Arcane Journal Orcs right here in the top right. It's probably going to be akin to that and similar, and apparently you'll be getting some scenarios. So if you're going to be a thematic player with the Warriors of Chaos, it's definitely kind of a must-have. And I own the other ones. I'm not ashamed of it. I actually have a lot of fun playing the Orc campaign out of it. Out of the Arcane Journal for them, so there's that. Now, moving on, we're getting some reference cards and some dice. Now, personally, for me, I have the Black Legion dice, and I use those. I really like them. They're square. One thing I don't like is the rounded big dice, and it's kind of the same way as like the Heresy ones are. And, you know, I think it's just like completely my brain, but I roll better with the square, the edged ones instead of the rounded. So, I don't know. Maybe that's the same for you, but really cool. You're probably going to get a scatter die in there, an artillery die. It'll be chaos themed. And if you're a collector, probably going to want to get it. The reference cards are going to be a must for anyone that's really serious about it, that doesn't want to take the time to write it down or do anything. And even for me, like just a quick reference, you know, I don't have all day to like, you know, keep reading through everything. Sometimes I'll forget something, and it's nice to have the reference. Now, if you want to get these, you're going to want to be on it like right away, because these things will sell out. They sell out all the time, really fast. Orcs and goblins were gone, I believe, within like the first like 30 minutes. So you're going to want to get on top of it. Now, to the part that I'm really jazzed on, returning plastics. 32 Warriors of Chaos in a box. That's good. That's a good price, good deal. Really chonky if you think like the 8x4. For 30 mil, but I don't know what's the meta you guys have been seeing for how people rank them up. I haven't played any really big games past like maybe 1200 points, so I just keep a little unit of 6x3 or 6x4. So that's how I do it. Now the Chimera, I never knew it went. Sorry, the Chaos Lord on Manticore, I didn't know went away. I always thought it was in Age of Sigmar, but maybe they got rid of it last edition. I'm not sure. Really great model. I like it. The kit is a lot of fun, and it leaves a lot of open space for you to really go crazy on it. So, you know, I'm a big fan of painting monsters. I think when you do get the opportunity to paint monsters, you get all this space to really add your own flair and make it unique. If you don't like doing that, you're going to be kind of stuck, because this thing will look really derpy if you don't give it some flavor. The Chaos Lord on top is cool. I would almost put the Sorcerer on there maybe. And the Sorcerer model in this is no joke. But if you're going to do the Chaos Lord on top of the Manticore, take the Sorcerer head, because it builds 2 kits. And put it on this Sorcerer, because that head is just absolutely derp. I always think of like just like ding-dongs growing out of its head, and I've just never been able to unsee it. I mean, the horns are just so unflattering. Like over here, the dude kind of got Hellboy horns. Like, you can forgive it. It is what it is. But these are just, I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. But you get a dope hooded helmet, kind of like Total War's Chaos Sorcerer, top left. And it would look really great on this model. I've done it before. Yeah, so there's that. Now, going on to here, the Chimera. Chimeras are freaking sweet. I believe it's on a 60 by 100. Nice to see it making its way back to fantasy. If you like monsters, get down on it. It's fun. It's got a lot of upgrades. I think you can take poisonous. It has a biting tail and I believe a breath attack still, if I can't be mistaken. And then dragon ogres, they have always kind of been part of the Wars of Chaos and kind of always felt a little bit weird. But what I really like that they did with Warhammer the Old World is you can use them in the Beastmen as well. So, pretty cool if you're doing Beastmen as well. A must-have purchase because they go back and forth and are interchangeable. Now, on to the medals. These are upgrades that you could buy for your Warriors of Chaos. You have great weapons and you have halberds, and you would just keep the plastic shield from the set. Really cool. They are pewter, however, but it beats the hell out of buying the fine cast ones, which were the ones that were rotating out by the time Age of Sigmar was coming about. Now, these ones are freaking sweet. The Exalted Hero of Chaos, I'll be picking up. I've been looking for this model. Extremely overpriced everywhere. The Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, really freaking dope, awesome. I'm running the Age of Sigmar one, and the Age of Sigmar, like, Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount fits on a 40x60 for anyone wondering. And that is within the base range. And then the Chaos Sorcerer, I've painted maybe 2 or 3 of these in my life, and they're awesome. This is the old pewter head on a plastic old school Chaos Knight. That trim is actually hand painted on. It does not look like that. It's not engraved. So feel free to do any filigree you want. Again, wonderful model. I love it. Old fashioned, and it's coming back. Now, another one I'm happy to see is Chaos Ogres. And these dudes have been an arm and a leg to try and buy if you've been looking for these. So I can imagine these going pretty quick. They do look a little derp. You can convert them totally out of the Ogre Bulls, but these are awesome. Definitely worth having at least like the command and the army if you're a collector. I like them. And you know, it really just closes off the collection for me. I don't know why. Like, I just like these. I've had them for a while. But the one thing I didn't have, but I had Throg, is Chaos Trolls. Now, I have had Throg for about 8 years now and have never been able to use him in 8th edition with his trolls as core because I could never get these and I did not want to convert the other stone trolls. I was very particular. I thought I liked the mouths growing all over the tummies. I liked the weapons. I liked the derpiness. And I felt like, you know, now that I got Throg and now I can get his homies, I look forward to kind of going back and forth between the other editions and, like, you know, giving Throg a try and having fun with him. Especially, I still play 8th, don't boo me or anything. I like Storm of Magic, you know, I like Triumph and Treachery. And eventually, I know they'll port those over to the Old World, but until then, when I want to get down in just a big game of ridiculousness, I still throw down, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Chaos Trolls make a return. Now, Chosen. This one and this one are probably going to be 2 separate sets like they were in the past, so you'll have the option to buy the commander where you get the champion with the claw hand, the banner, the drummer, and then you'll get these guys. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of painting pewter like that, so I'll be 100 with you. I use the plastic Chosen. If you're going to pay the money for 5, you might as well get the plastic ones. 1, you can drop them and they won't explode and your paint job won't chip. And 2, they're a little bit more like, I don't want to say like dynamic, but they're a little bit bigger and cooler in my opinion. Don't kill the messenger here, but that's just my opinion. I would probably run the Age of Sigmar Chosen over these ones solely for the fact that they're metal, and it's just not going to be good if you drop these or the paint chips or any of that stuff. And I suck at keeping my paint job from chipping. I have Arcane still, and I have the pewter one, and already along the edge of the cloak from all the use I see the pewter coming through, and it's so sad. Now, I am just baffled. The Skin Wolves are back. These are freaking sweet. They're in Total War. They're under Norska. They had a huge little deal with Forge World back in the day, and it's nice to see them make a return. Hopefully one day they bring back that limited one with the Skin Wolf holding the dude. I have that guy somewhere. I gotta dig it out. My buddy actually gifted it to me, and it was honestly one of the most fun minis I've ever painted for Chaos. Now the dragon, I believe that's the Warp Fire Dragon. It's been a while. I've never owned this one, but it looks freaking sweet, and that's probably going to change. The Great Spined Chaos Beast. I like it. You got the little mouth there, the big mouth, the little weird appendages growing off the top of it. I always thought this mini was cool. I just never pulled the trigger on it, mostly because it was Forge World, and at the time, I wasn't like really good at the hobby, so I wasn't going to buy something where like I sucked at it. And I'm not, I'll just go ahead and say it, I'm not embarrassed. I bought the Orc Command when I first got out of the Marines and I got back into it. And I didn't know there was a difference between resin and plastic. So I didn't scrub the model. And because I didn't, the primer wouldn't hold. And it wasn't until I went into like a shop and was like, hey, like what's going on? And they were like, oh, you have to wash this. It's a different material. And I felt like such an idiot. So after that, I kind of stayed away from Forge World until I would touch the Horus Heresy. And then the Hell Cannon. Now, it said something about returning and remastered resins. So hopefully this is Forge World resin and not fine crap. I'm guessing that's probably what it's going to be. Hell Cannon's awesome. Get it. You know, it's finally going to be affordable for once and not $180. Oh, fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this bad boy make a return. Hell yeah. The Dragon Ogre Shaygoth, freaking outstanding. I got this mini. Still got to finish him up. But yeah. Yep, love it. Made to order now. Oh my goodness. Yes, I have this Demon Prince right there. Really sweet. Lost the tail somehow, so I had the like green stuff his butt cheeks. But yeah, these are just really freaking awesome. I believe that's a Chaos Spawn. I've been trying to hunt this guy down just for its derpiness, and so I'm really looking forward to these. It's looking awesome. Now, we're getting another drop in the following week, which is going to be Marauders. Now, listen. So if you're going to look and just do regular undivided, like Chaos, I would just get the 16, the box of 16 Marauders. You can build them with hand weapon, shield, or flails. Flails, I remember them being good. I'd have to look them up. I don't touch Marauders a whole lot personally, just because I hate painting them. Moving on, Marauder Horseman. Now this one's looking sweet. I'm wondering how much you'll get in a box. In Age of Sigmar they gave you 10, but it might look like they just give you 5. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Chaos Knights, these are the dope ones. These got discontinued, what, maybe like 4 years ago, so it's nice to see them make a return. And like I said, use these as your core, and then buy the Age of Sigmar ones and use those as chosen. They work great. They're huge, they're chunky, they look beautiful. And then you got the Chariot kit, so that's freaking sweet. And this, like we covered earlier, it builds 2, Gorby's Chariot and the regular Chariot. Now, the Warhounds are something that I'm low-key like excited for. I've always liked these models. They came in the initial battalion box when I first got back into it. And I don't own any, so I'll probably end up snagging a box of this just for some fast calves. They go out there and harass and stuff. So really cool stuff, man. I'm really digging this. So we've covered a decent amount of stuff today with the Warriors of Chaos. Again, I'm not going to lie to you. My opinion's completely biased. I play Warriors of Chaos. I've been playing them. And if you're on the fence, I recommend you to play them. There's a ton of great things about it, from the low model count if you don't like playing, to the fact that you can do any type of Mark of God, to the fact of how you can paint them, to the massive expansion of the range if you open yourself up to Age of Sigmar. There's really nothing that you can't achieve with the Warriors of Chaos in terms of aesthetic and painting. Now, I hope that you enjoy this. I'll be back to do a little painting tutorial on how to do the black armor, because I'm going through and doing it. And yeah, so let's get back into it. Little caveat at the end for anyone that makes it. I know I've been really inconsistent. I have kids, and on summer break when they're here, I love giving them my time. And now that they're getting ready to go back to school, I will have more time to do this and get back on a streaming schedule. After the first week of them back in school, I will have a set schedule for you guys that I will be able to uphold and keep on my end. Again, breaks and summer breaks permitted. Those are the big times where it's like, I'm busy, you know, we're doing stuff, we're going out, getting the kids outside. So it's a lot of stuff like that. Now, with that being said, thank you all very much. If you want to watch something that's not Warhammer related, I did a top 5 ghost haunted places in Illinois, because I'm from Illinois. Check it out, let me know what you think. And I actually went to to one of the cemeteries right here. So if you want to see that, I'll be working on that video in between working on some Warriors of Chaos. So everybody, thank you all very much. I appreciate your time. It's nice to make these videos, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Peace.